it's Mundo. It's more. I'm not even sure if Mundo's Monday, to be honest. I think it is. It's Manana's tomorrow morning. Am I doing good?
Sweetie, you're doing great. It's marvelous.
Oh. All right, I'll let you finish that.
It's macabre.
Hey, Scones is eating something.
Yeah, it's my toast.
You're eating toast because it's a Monday morning. Very
Exactly.
on brand.
I'm setting the atmosphere.
Yeah, you're setting the listeners up for success.
Let me sip my coffee. Hopefully this doesn't sound gross.
So Scones has become a financial influencer, and boy, does he have a course for you guys. Scones, why don't you tell him about it?
Everything you knew about real estate is wrong.
Debt. Get more.
Yeah, reality is an illusion. The universe is a hologram. Just go buy gold.
That would be an awesome, like financial guru guy, but in reality, he's just like, everything you see is a lie.
Dude, if anyone understands that reference I just made,
then you're a cool dude.
Yeah, then you're it. You fucking get it, dude.
You get it. There's a triangle with a monocle.
You're a real one, as they would say.
As they would say, guys, if you're listening to this podcast, you're already a real one. So welcome to Monday Morning Macabre, the show where we talk about spooky stuff and nothing else but spooky stuff in a very serious manner. That's it. That's the show.
Thanks for coming. See you later.
Thanks for coming. Enjoy.
Das, what's new in your life?
I went
listeners
to
a little peek into the Darsh experience.
Yesterday, I went to my Familia's.
Ooh, La Familia, the restaurant.
Yeah, me and my kids went to La Familia. No, I went to see the old pops and moms, and brought the old kidderonis, and they just wanted to climb the stairs the entire time because our house is a ranch style.
Yeah, it's got floors, dude.
So there's no stairs at my place. So at the parents' house, that is a colonial.
Keep shit on the level.
They were just like, oh my god, and like my son was just like, watch
more
this
stairs.
shit. He just like,
well, now you know what to buy your kids for Christmas next year.
Ooh, a second floor.
Yep. No, not even.
Very
get him a Stairmaster, dude.
True. Yeah, I'll just rip out like an old spiral staircase from a like haunted library and just wheel it into my living room.
Ooh, it's like the
head woman, broke neck lady.
Yeah,
breakneck woman, not breakneck the head woman.
I like the head woman.
Ooh, head mistress.
Ooh. Isn't that funny how that's like a term of like power, but then if you put a little space in there, it gets real messy real quick, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like
yep. Scones, what about you? What's going on? What's going on in your neck of the woods? Your breakneck of the woods.
So I've been putting together a little list of movies I haven't seen that I gotta get to. Gotta get to. And then I played basketball.
We saw each other at a botanical garden.
Yeah, that was botanical.
Yeah, we got a little botanical this weekend.
Yeah, and I went fucking nutty at the snack bar. I bought so much shit and felt so gross in the car ride home.
We met a very enthusiastic young lad who told us about carnivorous plants.
Dude, he was in his bag. I've never seen anyone more in their bag.
Yeah, he had two really big things he loved, and it was carnivorous plants and his dad's Sports Illustrated.
He himself was like a carnivorous plant. He just sat there at the carnivorous plant exhibit, and just once we rolled around, he just got us and started listing facts. And I honestly appreciated it.
To give some context, we were walking through Botanical Gardens. A kid, probably 22, maybe.
Yeah, definitely in his 20s.
Definitely in his 20s, who walked up to us and said, do you want to learn about carnivorous plants? And we're like, sure.
I was like, hell yeah, brother.
So he brought us to the carnivorous plants, and he's like, this plant is a trumpet plant. Imagine your father dangling a Sports Illustrated in digestive juices. And we were like, what is happening?
Dude. It would get me every time. I got to know my sports.
So I was like, oh, man, if it's the swimsuit edition, I'm taking a dip. So that was a weird experience, but overall, solid stuff. And that
was between that and my movie list, not a lot's new in my neck of the woods. I got a couple trips planned the next couple of weekends. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited.
I'm so excited. Where are you going?
So,
jet setting.
The way me and my girlfriend's life works is pretty much as soon as May hits, we actually have social lives.
Scones is destroying our incel listenership.
Ruining it. All my fans that were making shirts. And then from like December to March, we have no social lives and we don't do anything on weekends. And then it becomes
like
immediately
bears.
Yes. And then it becomes immediately very busy and I get kind of anxious about it. But hey, we living.
Hey, you know what? Another day, another dollar. That's what I say.
Hey, we living out here.
We out here living life.
I don't think, can we do that?
What? What did we do?
Nothing. Let's get to. Well, no, wait. We still have 5 minutes of nonsense. Okay, here's my movie list.
We have not. Yeah, give me the. We got a couple more minutes. Give us the movie list.
Okay, there's 5 movies on here so far. I just started, and they're movies. I don't know. One is called Kodachrome.
Okay.
It's an indie movie with Jason Sudeikis and Elizabeth Olsen.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this.
And the guy who's like the old bad guy in the first season of Westworld.
Yeah. You mean Anthony Hopkins?
No. The guy who's dressed in all black going around.
It's been like 6 years since I've watched any Westworld.
And then another movie called Three Kings, which is like a war movie from the 90s. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? I've never seen.
Oh, brother.
The Green Book. And Eastern Promises.
Instead of watching Green Book, watch Green Room. That movie was baller. Yeah.
Green Room?
It's metal, dude. It's about a punk rock like gang led by Patrick Stewart. And these kids who are like very kind of progressive group of kids end up in this. They're gonna play a show there. Or are they the punk band? I forget. It's something to do with punk rock and Nazis, and they fight, and it's awesome.
That sounds sick. 90% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it was really good. It was like kind of almost horror / I guess it's kind of.
It's kind of like that movie where those kids get trapped in the blind guy's house.
Yeah, it's actually that's kind of a good.
Don't speak.
It's called Don't Breathe.
Don't Breathe.
It's called Shush 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 Shush. He's listening.
I remember that and Quiet Place came out around the same time, and I was like, dude, this war on sound.
War on sound. War on audio.
On being a noisy boy like I like to be.
I like to smack pots.
I sure do.
Scones is a pot smacker.
All right.
Speaking
of pot smack, time to get on to the show, Daddy.
We got a
great one for you tonight.
Yeah, nothing but do you want to let the band know?
Band, you already know. Do your thing.
Sheesh. They do it so good.
Wait, hold on. We had a sweet band name suggestion from someone on it was like DMs.
The Slick Dillies or something like that.
I gotta find it. Band name, the Dilly Slickers. Thank you.
Oh, there
Shout
we go.
out
the Dilly Slickers.
WTG, it's Jess. Thank you.
Thanks, Jess.
If you have another band name, please send in. That would be a great segment.
Okay. What are we talking about, Scones?
Today we're going to talk about people know. I think our listeners probably know about the Zodiac Killer.
Haven't heard of him. Is he new? Just moved to
Is that an indie band? Pretty much, if you don't know about the Zodiac Killer, big unsolved serial killer.
If you don't know about the Zodiac Killer,
watch the Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
You ain't a real one.
And then Patton Oswalt and his late what? It was a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a lot.
This article is basically one of the suspects. The suspect you just can't quit. Why some believe that Arthur Leigh Allen was the Zodiac Killer.
So Zodiac, Zodiac Killer.
We got this Fire Flames article. Absolute roasting, dude, from allthat'sinteresting.com by Carlina Frega.
Edited by
Jacqueline Inglis.
Love it.
And so let's get into it. A convicted child molester from Viejo, California, Arthur Leigh Allen was the only Zodiac Killer suspect ever. Sorry.
You are having trouble. Yeah.
Arthur Leigh Allen. I'm just so excited. Arthur Leigh Allen was the only Zodiac Killer suspect ever named by police. But was he really the murderer? So, pretty crazy unsolved murder. Only one dude ever got named.
Right. They're like, it could be that guy or it's nobody.
We're done here.
Cleaning us up.
And I'm getting ads for tunics with like Muppets on it that say like, I'm a bad boy.
They know their demo.
Dude, they know who they're talking to. A certified bad boy, dude.
Scones is bad boy number 1. Ooh, he does have ones that say bad boy. I fix stuff.
Dude, the one with animal on it that has so many words.
Yeah, there's a lot of text. This is like weird AI. Tunic.
In the late 1960s, a serial killer hunted victims in Northern California. The so-called Zodiac Killer murdered at least 5 people between 1968 and 1969 and taunted journalists and the police with complicated ciphers and seemingly disappeared without a trace. And though the serial killer has never been definitively identified, many believe that he was Arthur Leigh Allen.
Many believe he was Apple CEO Tim Cook.
Dude. Timmy Cooks? Big apple cooking dude?
He might be cooking some apples.
The sickest fucking apple pie.
Ooh, I bet it's shaped like the little logo. What a cutie.
A cutie. A convicted child molester. Allen once talked. Total tone shift. That's classic Monday Morning Macabre.
Classic. Light, dark, light, dark.
Allen once talked to a friend about writing a novel in which a killer called the Zodiac would stalk couples and send letters to the police.
How is that not like red flag numero uno?
Well, it is, my dear boy.
If I'm like, I'm writing a biography about a dude who puts people's heads on pizzas and delivers them and calls himself Pizza Pie Man, and then like a week later that happens, like you're not gonna be like, I gotta go talk to Darce.
He kills people because he's a Pisces. That's not the Zodiac. That's
astrology.
What's the Zodiac?
Isn't
your Zodiac sign? Isn't it the same thing?
The Zodiac, well, I know like the Chinese Zodiac, where it's like you got like the chicken, the rooster, the snake, dragon. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, yeah, but I think the actual Zodiac is. Yeah. Okay, I'm right. Yeah. So this is also Zodiac, like Taurus,
symbol.
Aries, Gemini.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
That's
we know
the Western
astrology.
Zodiac.
Yeah.
He wore a Zodiac watch. Yes.
That was hard to listen to for most listeners.
Oh, what? Well, dude, people are super into that crap now. I guess always have been.
I'm saying I feel like a lot of our listeners probably are as well. And to hear us butcher through like what it is,
they're like, "Fuck, know his name."
But I'm an Aquarius, so you know how it is.
Yeah, I'm a Leo, so I kind of like to be in the spotlight. So I had to take over. He wore a Zodiac watch with a symbol that matched the killer's signature, lived near many of the crime scenes, and owned the same kind of typewriter that the Zodiac likely used to write his letters. So this is the good setup, because now you're like, it's got to be him, maybe.
Yeah, right, because everything you said is like, yeah, it's this
This
guy.
is great true crime writing.
This would be insane coincidence, so tell me more.
Do you think, what if an insane coincidence happened to you, though? Look around your room and look at all the stuff. What if there was all of a sudden a serial killer that somehow had to do with all that shit? I'd be like,
has
fuck.
like 4 iced coffees that are drank. With the
yeah,
ice
the
melted,
iced coffee
so it's
killer,
like...
dude. He leaves 4 at every scene.
Cheech.
That would
got
be
a cup to my left that says, I'm that cute guy who is also a software developer.
And the cup to the right?
Cup to the right is the periodic table of elements.
This is how you do the Darcy dance.
I'm drowning in it. Oh man!
Even though
I also have a sticker of a larger woman with Nicolas Cage's face that says Nicolas Cage.
That's wild. Thing to have.
This was put on my desk.
Now I'm thinking you're a serial killer.
Listen, I like my favorite movies involve when you take one thing and then take another thing and combine them through surgeries, like Tusk.
Wow.
Thank you.
But even though Allen seemed like the perfect suspect on paper, police were never able to tie him definitively to the Zodiac Killer crimes. Evidence like fingerprints and handwriting failed to link Allen to the murderer. And to this day, the true identity of the Zodiac Killer remains a mystery.
All right, Scones, fess up.
No, I'm going to fess up that I've always thought that handwriting as an actual tool to like match killers is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
I can change my handwriting easily.
That's true. Yeah, if I'm like thinking about it, I could make it look like mine.
I think that's a nonsense. I could just put hearts above every eye and they'd be like, well, he doesn't do that.
Well, the killer was a normal dot.
Yeah, like
he doesn't sign it with hugs, kisses, XOXO.
Those people from Criminal Minds are never catching me, dude.
Dude, you're too smart, bro.
Here's why some think that Arthur Leigh Allen was the Zodiac Killer anyway, and why he's never been charged with any of the Zodiac's murders.
Okay, tell me.
So he obviously has a checkered past.
Yeah. What else?
Whether or not
just Arthur like an annoying Valley girl the entire time. Yeah, what else? Okay.
Whether or not Arthur Leigh Allen was the Zodiac Killer, he led a troubled life. Zodiac expert Tim Voigt, who runs ZodiacKiller.com, told Rolling Stone if Allen wasn't the Zodiac, he might be responsible for some other murders. What a wild claim.
Yeah, right?
Well, if he's not that killer, he's some other one.
Dude, he definitely has got murder, though. Like, that's 100%.
Born in 1933 in Honolulu, Hawaii, Allen grew up in Vallejo, California, near the sites of many of the Zodiac's future kills. He briefly enlisted in the U.S. Navy and later became a teacher. But Allen's behavior deeply disturbed his colleagues. Between 1962 and 1963, he was fired from Travis Elementary for having a loaded gun in his car.
Whoa.
Well, Dars, nowadays...
Oh, in his car?
I think those are issued to teachers nowadays.
I thought it was going to be like... In his car is less crazy, but it's still like, why do you have well, I don't know.
Dars, I legitimately think multiple teachers in America keep them in their desk.
Oh, yeah, I do. Well, that's what I'm saying is like... Nowadays,
you were like, whoa, what is his car? What an idiot. How was he going to use it?
Well, originally, now that I started thinking about it, then the hamster started moving.
Started doing the hamster dance?
Yeah. That's
we just unlocked a memory people forgot they had.
Yeah. That's the only thing that plays in my head for thoughts.
Yeah, it's that song. KARS, Cars for Kids. That's it.
Anyway, continue.
And in 1968, he was fired from Valley Springs Elementary for a much more serious incident, molesting a student.
Eey.
From there, Allen seemed to drift aimlessly. He moved in with his parents and allegedly developed a drinking problem. He got a job at a gas station, but was soon terminated for showing too much interest in, quote, small girls.
Yikes.
According to ZodiacKiller.com, Allen then worked briefly as a janitor before finding some stability in his studies. He attended Sonoma State College and earned a bachelor's degree in biological sciences with a minor in chemistry, which led to a junior position at an oil refinery. But Allen was charged with child molesting in 1974, after which he pled guilty and served a prison sentence until 1977. Then he held a series of odd jobs until his death in 1992. At first glance, Arthur Leigh Allen's life seemed like a sad and pointless existence, led by someone with serious problems. But many believe that Allen led a secret double life as a serial killer called the Zodiac.
Why couldn't he just leave like a secret double life as like a fake wrestler called the Zodiac? That is like, why has it gotta be? Listen, I'm about to cure serial killers.
All right,
if you're a serial killer out there,
baby,
just buy a pretend WWE ring and live out your crazy fantasies as a wrestler.
Dude, I'm not a serial killer, and I'm thinking about doing that.
Well, you might be though.
You got time.
People change.
Like, plenty of people don't get successful or find their passion until they're in their 40s, okay?
Scones is a little, I haven't killed anybody caterpillar, and he's going to...
See, this is what I'm talking about. There's going to be a string of murders in my area called, like, the caterpillar killer, like,
the cocoon
murders.
Killer, the butterfly, yeah. And it's like, hey, is that guy who walks around with giant butterfly wings yelling, I'm a butterfly, who is a serial killer?
And I'm like, yeah, well, that's how I walk my dog.
It's freedom of expression.
Was Arthur Leigh Allen the Zodiac Killer, though? There are several reasons why Arthur Leigh Allen I like how they always use his full name. Arthur Leigh Allen is seen as a compelling Zodiac Killer suspect. For starters, the Zodiac is commonly believed to have served in the military. Okay. Allen served in the Navy.
Cook.
Allen also lived in Vallejo, California, close to the Zodiac Killer's hunting grounds, and wore a Zodiac watch with the symbol that the killer later signed on his letters.
Suspicious.
Then there's what Allen said. According to ZodiacKiller.com, Allen reportedly told a friend at the beginning of 1969 about an idea he had for a book. The book would feature a killer called Zodiac, who killed couples, taunted the police, and signed letters with the symbol on his watch.
Oh, wait, I got to rewind for a second. Patton Oswalt, late wife, nothing to do with Zodiac. Continue.
What? Who am I thinking of then?
You're thinking of the Strangler, what's his face? Because they caught the guy. You are thinking of his late wife, but it was not the Zodiac Killer.
Who did she get? What guy did got?
She got the Golden State Killer.
Well,
anyway,
same neck of the woods. Same.
There was probably somebody who was like, "I'm gonna send an email."
Fuck these guys.
Anyway,
anyways, as Scones continues to tell lies, Allen's book idea could have merely been an idea. But running through the Zodiac Killer's known murders and suspected ones, it also seems entirely plausible that Allen committed them. Do you think they ever looked at his friend that he told the book idea about?
Stabby McGillicuddy? Nah.
Nah, that guy's clean.
Nah, he's got nothing going on.
Shortly after one suspected Zodiac victim, Sherry Jo Bates, was stabbed to death on October 30th, 1966, Allen took his only sick day off from work during that year.
This is very suspicious, sir.
2 years later, the Zodiac Killer's first confirmed victims, Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday, were killed just 7 minutes from Allen's home on December 20th, 1968. Authorities later determined that Allen owned the same kind of ammunition that killed the two teenagers.
All right.
The Zodiac's next...
Is there going to be a twist somewhere where it's like something doesn't add up? Because this is
one of those things that I hear about stories of people who go to prison for having an ounce of weed, but then the cops are like, we can't get them. Yeah, everything matches up, but there just isn't any evidence.
I'm just like, yeah, this is something.
The Zodiac's next victims, Darlene Ferrin and Mike McGough, were shot on July 4th, 1969, just 4 minutes from Allen's home. Ferrin, who died after the attack, worked at a restaurant near where Allen lived, prompting speculation that he'd known her. And McGough, who survived the attack, identified Allen as the man who had attacked them. In 1992, McGough was shown a photo of Allen and yelled, "That's him. He's the man that shot me."
Jesus. Okay, another one on the list of...
I don't know. I need more. I'm not so sure. The coincidences don't stop there. After Zodiac victims Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard were stabbed at Lake Berryessa on September 27th, 1969, Hartnell would survive, Shepard did not. Allen was seen with bloody knives, which he said he'd used to kill chickens.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I just got really scared. Sorry, there's a loud noise from the other room, and I thought someone was in my house that shouldn't be. And I was like, this is too real, too. But it's my windows open in the other room.
You talking about me?
But hold on, I got to shut the door. It's so loud. Give me a second. Darce, take for a walk.
All right, listen. You need to strap in for another exciting adventure in the bayous of Monday Morning Macabre. Apparently, I'm a southern preacher by the name of Augustus J. Watermouth, and I'm going to take you down the river. Boop, boop, boop,
Ooh,
boop.
Sorry about that, folks. They're mowing the lawn.
Welcome back, Scones. You missed Augustus J. Watermouth take them down the bayou.
Wow, what a guy.
Yeah, nice dude.
San Francisco Weekly additionally reports that Allen wore the same obscure wing walker shoes as the Zodiac, and Allen also happened to have the same shoe size as the serial killer.
Okay.
The Zodiac's last known victim, taxi driver Paul Stein, was killed on October 11, 1969 in San Francisco. Decades later, a man named Ralph Spinelli, who'd known Allen, told police that Allen had confessed to being the Zodiac Killer and that he'd prove it by going to San Francisco and killing a cabbie. Now,
what? What a weird...
You don't think I'm the killer? I will go to a different state in the city.
Swear to God. Check this shit out.
All of that seems suspicious enough. But Voight also makes the case on his site that the timeline of the Zodiac's letters could reflect Allen's nervousness about being caught by the authorities. After the police interviewed him in August 1971, the Zodiac's letters stopped for 2.5 years. And after Allen's arrest for child molestation in 1974, the Zodiac goes silent. Arthur Leigh Allen was even the favorite Zodiac Killer suspect of Robert Graysmith, the former San Francisco Chronicle cartoonist whose book, Zodiac, was later turned into the feature film.
Yeah, that sounds... I agree with this guy, I'm going to be honest.
Despite all this, however, Allen always maintained his innocence, and the police never found evidence strong enough to charge him. Now, are there any other suspects?
Tell me, Scones.
In 1991, Arthur Leigh Allen started to speak out about the allegations against him. I am not the Zodiac Killer, he said in one interview in July of that year.
Case closed.
I know that. I know that deep in my soul.
That's a very weird way to phrase I didn't do it.
So this is like right before he's about to die, too. Oh, no, wait. When did he die? 1990?
Super weird. Excuse me.
Fact check. When did he die?
Arthur Leigh Allen?
Yeah.
It was 92.
So this is right before he died. Okay. He was like, I'm not the Zodiac Killer. I know it in my soul.
I did not have Zodiac.
Cook.
I don't know. There was so many. Cook. There's a lot. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Indeed. History.
Tear down this wall. We're going a different direction.
You're basically writing a new We Didn't Start the Fire right now,
Anyway.
Indeed, history reports that the hard evidence failed to link Allen to the Zodiac's crimes. His palm prints and fingerprints didn't match evidence recovered from Stein's cab or one of the letters, and a handwriting test suggested that Allen had not written the Zodiac's taunts. Again, Scones thinks that's fucking dumb.
Scones says, I know.
DNA evidence also appeared to exonerate him, though Voight and others have argued against this. So, if not Allen, then who was the Zodiac Killer? So DNA evidence, I think that's like the best.
Yeah,
it doesn't get better than that.
That's the evidence that you really hope to get when you're out hunting for evidence.
Handwriting seems like it should not be a thing at all.
I concur.
I'm starting like
handwriting is dumb.
I'm gonna get out into the streets.
I mean,
we
say this, but I'm sure they've caught people through handwriting. But still, it's crazy.
Well, those people are dumb then. Like,
well, also, I think
just
you're
write
like thinking
different.
of it. Well, no. You're thinking of it from the point of view of like
a sane person.
We're gonna go to this guy and say like, "Hey, write down a bunch of stuff." Not like, "Hey, we got the handwriting at the scene of the crime," and then matched it with a previous document this person wrote when they didn't know they were.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're writing shit at the scene of the crime that you want police to find, why would they ever? Use the same?
Yeah,
that's where I'm
that's
like,
true.
They would have to be so dumb.
I mean, they're fucking psychos. So like, maybe they're not necessarily thinking about that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. If you have opinions on handwriting as a forensic tool, write in.
If you're a forensic pathologist or forensic otherologist, let us know.
Yeah, what if one person's like, my entire job is handwriting analysis? I'd be like, I am so sorry.
I'd be like, we didn't mean it.
Several other potential suspects' names have been floated in recent years, including newspaper editor Richard Gaikowski, who was hospitalized for going, quote, berserk around the same time that the Zodiac's letters stopped. And Lawrence Kane, whose name appeared to show up in the killer's ciphers. If you're not the killer and you're Lawrence Kane, that fucking blows.
I was going to say, that sucks.
Someone in Northern California said, what? And so you can't see it, obviously. You're listening to a podcast, but Richard Gaikowski, his
You're listening to a podcast.
Well, I was gonna say his.
In case you didn't know,
his mugshot looks a lot like the police sketches of the Zodiac Killer.
Interesting.
Like very, very close.
Like on God?
Like no cap.
No cap?
No cap. Can I get much higher? No cap.
Okay, so very cool.
Sip of my Moon and Brown. In 2021, an investigative team called the Case Breakers also claimed to have identified the Zodiac Killer as Gary Francis Post, an Air Force veteran turned house painter who allegedly led a criminal posse in the 1970s.
One of my dreams.
Dude, Case Breakers is a fucking sick
Case Breakers is dope.
You know, it's just like a bunch of kind of older people who probably just go like roller skating together and then solve crimes around like a big
they meet every Tuesday at the local cafe.
Yeah. I want to join. How do I join?
We are available.
Post, they said, had scars that match ones in Zodiac's sketch. So this is sounding like a little True Detective season 1, dude. A painter with scars.
Tell me about
Not to spoil things, but that show's like 15 years old. And they claimed that removing his name from the Zodiac ciphers changed their meaning. So if you take his name, get it out of there, then you can solve. Then the ciphers all go dummy with it.
Ciphers go crazy.
Yo, to this day, it says yet to this day, but for some reason my brain was like, yo, to this day.
To this day.
The Zodiac Killer's true identity remains a head-scratching mystery. The FBI's San Francisco office maintains that the FBI investigation into the Zodiac Killer remains open and unsolved. So there's at least one FBI guy working on this.
That's cool. That's a sick gig.
It is so cushy. Like everyone's dead involved. Like this happened so long ago. Because there's no way the actual killer could still be alive, right?
I get like anxious if I don't have any progress made in like my weekly like meeting where we go over what we did. I can't imagine what this fucking guy has to do. He's probably like, I got bad news, guys. Coming up empty again.
We checked out this Allen guy. But yeah, the Zodiac Killer would have to be dead, right? Or he'd have to be like
well, no. Logistic. I mean, he is dead. Unless it was a 4-year-old boy.
What if he was like 17? Or girl. He'd still be alive, right? If he was like 18, 19 when he started doing it?
It happened, in the
late 60s.
60 to...
Yeah, he'd be like in his 70s.
Yeah. My parents are alive, so yes.
I mean, yeah, like, so the Zodiac Killer, I guess, technically could still be alive.
Highly unlikely, but possible.
So, but none of the suspects are alive, we should say.
Correct.
So, was Arthur Leigh Allen the Zodiac Killer?
Allen just said, yep.
He sure fucking was. Later, listener. And then we end it. Allen died in 1992 at age 58 after suffering from diabetes and insisting upon his innocence until the end. But for Zodiac experts like Voight, he remained a compelling suspect. The reality is that Allen is a suspect you just can't quit, Voight told Rolling Stone.
Wish I could quit.
I just can't quit that, quote, Big Al, end quote, especially now that I'm going over all these old emails and tips and leads going back 25 years. And some of the stuff that was said to me, it's just mind-boggling. And that is unfortunately the unsolved mystery of the Zodiac Killer.
Guys,
did you come here wanting closure?
This guy sounds like he did it. I know that like listeners of this podcast probably all have very interesting ideas as to who the Zodiac Killer is. But
I want to know some like deep cut suspects, some people that no one's talking about.
Ted Cruz.
I guess we can go to zodiackiller.com, right?
Yeah. I just think that's awfully... I mean, there's so much... Either somebody was trying to frame this fucking guy, or he did it, is how I feel. Like, it's just so many things.
Well, it could be like... So he is a child molester, and obviously in society, they get ostracized for good reason.
Sure.
So like that, there's definitely bias in people's minds that if he's guilty for one crime, he's guilty for others. Or if he's capable of one thing, then he's capable of anything.
He is capable of potentially being just off the bat based on his history.
I'm on zodiackiller.com and there's a Discord, so I know what I'm doing this week.
Dude, do the Case Breakers have a Discord?
Let us join. No, hold on. The Case Breakers. The Case Breakers cold case like 70 team, dude. Hold on.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to casebreakers.org. Meet the team.
They got a .org?
Broadcasts? What does that mean?
Uh-oh.
Oh, man. They have like a YouTube series.
Hell yeah.
And but no Discord, unfortunately. They're not quite up to snuff. But there is a team page, and there's a lot of actual FBI people are involved in this.
Wait, so it's not just for elderly people who go bowling?
No, which sucks to hear, but it's a lot of like forensic professors and like FBI agents and profilers and U.S. Marshal agents. Wow. Gotcha. The Case Breakers.
Meet the team. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Gang.
Gang.
You love the Zodiac. We love the Zodiac. Gang. On God for real. Sheesh.
If you have a movie you think Scones needs to see, please tell me. That could be a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, Scones.
We can just rip off Scott hasn't seen. It was Scones. Scones hasn't seen.
Hit us up on Twitter at MMMacabrePod, Monday Morning Macabre on Instagram, and our website, MondayMorningMacabre.com.
Check out merch, Patreon, and more.
Tell your friends to keep on keeping on.
And send suggestions for topics that you, the listener, want to hear about.
We love you.
We love you so much.
Goodbye.
Bye.